Hello and welcome to the Harbridge and Crosses training video on COR 2020 Interview Questions, Part 1, Element 1 to 7, Version 2.0. Harbridge and Cross is committed to health and safety and believes in order to be effective, health and safety must be cultural and expressed at all levels of the organization. This is our agenda. First, we will review the roles and responsibilities of all workplace party members. Next, we will review the COR safety audit requirements. From here, we will review elements 1 through 7 including Element 1 Health and Safety Policy, Document, and Record Control. Element 2 Hazard Assessment, Analysis, and Controls. Element 3 Controls. Element 4 Procurement and Contractor Management. Element 5 Company Rules. Element 6 Personal Protective Equipment and Element 7 Preventative Maintenance. The purpose of the interview process is to engage staff on their knowledge of the company's health and safety management system. The goal is to ensure that the safety management system is functioning properly and that all members are aware of their duty to promote a safety and healthy workplace. Roles and responsibility. At Harbridge and Cross there are no free lunches, everyone has a role to play including Senior Management, they are to review the guidelines relating to the safety audit and the health and safety management system annually, apply changes to the manual and communicate results to the workforce. Appoint a qualified internal COR auditor to conduct safety audits and train staff on interviews and the audit process. Provide staff training and education on COR interview questions and review and respond to auditor recommendations and lessons learned. Supervisors are required to participate and follow the health and safety program by completing inspections, hazard assessments, reviewing SJP/SWP, etc. Complete and retain all safety documents and records using the record management system. Participate as required in interview training. Provide workers time to study and participate in interview questions and participate in the safety audit process including provide copies of documentation and records and assist the auditor in workplace observations. The Health and Safety Department are required to participate and comply with the Health and Safety Program, perform inspections, report hazard assessments, participate in IHSA and promote the corporate safety culture. Review site documents and records and support supervisors using the record management system. Provide staff training and education on COR interview questions. Assist Harbridge plus Cross in improving and enhancing its health and safety management system by participating senior management meetings, safety audits and the annual continuous improvement plan. Field and office staff members also play a key role including participate and comply with the health and safety program, perform inspections, report hazard assessments, participate in IHSA and promote the safety culture. Participate in all interview training. Participate in the audit process by making yourself available for interviews and provide documentation. Assist Harbridge plus Cross in improving and enhancing its health and safety management system by participating in the annual continuous improvement plan. Safety audit review. To meet and achieve the IHSA COR 2020 certification, a company must have and provide the following items. 1. A health and safety program. 2. The program must be audited annually. 3. The audit must adhere to the IHSA program requirements including a review of documentation, site observations, and both workers and management interviews. In order to pass the IHSA COR audit, a company will need to achieve a minimum overall pass score of 80%. Each element and sub-element must have a minimum overall pass score of 65%. All legislative items must pass with 100% and interview questions must achieve a minimum pass score of 51%. The COR 2020 program is divided into 14 elements. In training video 1 will review the interview questions for element 1 through element 7. Training video 2 will review interview questions from element 8 through element 14. What to expect during the interview process. First off, don't be nervous, scared or shy. The interview process is designed to verify that Harbridge and Cross is reviewing its health and safety program with staff. During the interview process, the auditor will treat this more as a conversation than an interview. They want to get to know you and your company. The auditor may ask you questions such as, how long have you been with the company, what is your role, what happened to the Toronto Maple Leafs this year, etc. The goal is to make you comfortable before going through the core interview questions. Although this is designed to be fun, remember that this is an audit and we will be scored based on our performance. Let's take this process seriously and answer the questions to the best of our ability. Interview questions. Question 1.1.2 includes senior management and management's commitment to provide a safe and healthy work environment for the prevention of injuries and illnesses. Question for management. How do you demonstrate your commitment to providing a healthy and safe work environment? Answer: as a supervisor, it is my responsibility to provide a safe work environment. I do this by reviewing hazard assessments, comply with the IHSA Act and regs, provide workers training and orientation, and enforce the company rules and operating procedures. Question for workers. How does management demonstrate their commitment to health and safety? Answer: management reviews the health and safety policy statement with me every year. The safety goal is posted on the safety board. Field staff, my supervisor reviews the hazard assessment with me, provides me training and PPE to work safely. Question 1.1.5 refers to a program that addresses health and safety responsibilities for workplace parties. Question for management. How does the health and safety policy statement address your responsibilities with regards to your personal safety and the safety of others? Answer: as a supervisor, I must lead by example, follow the health and safety program. This includes wearing PPE, completing workplace inspections, and review hazard assessments. It is my responsibility to ensure all workers goes through orientation and review the health and safety policy statement. Question for workers. What are your responsibilities under the health and safety policy statement? Answer: the policy statement tells me I have the right to work safety and must do my part to identify hazards and stop accidents. I am to work safely by following the rules and procedures. Safety is everyone's responsibility. Question 1.1.9 is visibly posted in the workplace. Questions for workers. Where would you find the health and safety policy? Answer: the health and safety policy statement is posted on the safety board. The safety manual is located in the site office or lunchroom. Question 1. 111 is communicated and understood by employees. Question for management. How do you ensure that personnel understand the policy statement? Answer: during orientation, I review the health and safety policy statement with all workers. I also ask questions to ensure they understand the policy statement. We also post our annual safety goal on the safety board. Question for workers. Explain what the policy statement means to you. Answer: the policy statement tells me that I have the right to work safely and must do my part to identify hazards and stop workplace accidents. The annual safety goal is posted on the policy statement and on our safety board. Question 2.5. Are appropriate workplace parties involved in the hazard assessment process as per the procedure? Question for management. What is your role in the hazard assessment process? Answer: as a supervisor, my role in the hazard assessment process is to develop and review the pre-start program with subcontractors, review and update the critical task list, review DTA and hazard assessment, and review and promote safe job procedures for high-risk activities. Question for workers. Please describe your involvement in the hazard assessment process. Answer: every morning I review the DTA, daily task assessment, with my supervisor. We talk about the daily activities and review hazard controls, including PPE requirements. Answer for office staff. As a member of the IHSA, I review hazard assessments at our monthly meetings. I also give feedback on hazards and control measures. Question 2.6, are workplace and job-specific hazards clearly identified in the hazard assessment documents? Question for workers. What type of work do you do? What main hazards are there with that work? How are they documented? Answer. For carpenters, activities include, set up door frames and build parapets on the roof. Hazards can be slip, trip, falls, fall hazards, heavy lifting. I record my activities, hazards and controls on my DTA form. For laborers, activities include, assemble guardrails, traffic control. Hazards can be fall hazards, moving equipment, etc. I record my activities, hazards and controls on my DTA form. For office staff, activities include working on a computer. Hazards can be ergonomic hazards, bending and lifting. These activities and hazards are recorded on the formal hazard assessment. Question 2.9, is there a list of identified critical tasks and/or activities that was identified using a company-specific risk rating assessment? Question for management. What are the main hazards with the work that you oversee? Answer, the main hazards include, fall hazards, crush hazards, moving equipment, chemical exposure, etc. High-risk hazards are recorded on the project critical task list. Question for workers. What do you feel are the main hazards with your work? Answer, the main hazards include, slip, trip, fall hazards, moving equipment, awkward lifting. Note, this is a sample list, your activity hazards may be different. Refer to your DTA for more information. Question 2.11, are control measures made available and appropriate employees informed of the control strategies as per the procedure? Question for workers. How do you find out about control measures? Can you give some examples? Answer, control measures are developed based on the identified hazards. We also have controls identified on our safe work practices and safe job procedures. Example of controls, fall hazards, set up guardrails, use working at heights equipment. Using grinder, PPE safety glasses, face shield, tool guard. Question 2.12, are documented controls implemented for identified hazards? Question for management. Do you feel that the hazard controls are working? Why or why not? Answer, yes, I feel the hazard controls are working properly because we reassess them throughout the day or when circumstances change. We also have a hazard near-miss reporting process. Question for workers. Do you feel that the hazards controls are working? Why or why not? Answer, yes, I feel the hazard controls are working properly because we reassess them throughout the day or when circumstances change. We also have a hazard near-miss reporting process. Question 3.3, have appropriate controls been documented and approved as per the procedure? Question for management. What is the procedure to approve documented controls? Who approves them? Answer. Step 1, Harbridge and cross team members make a recommendation. Step 2, hazard assessment performed to identify activities, hazards and controls. Controls developed based on engineered, admin and PPE requirements. Step 3, IHSA reviews the documented SWP or SJP and send to senior management. Step 4, senior management approves all documented SWP and SJP at the beginning of the year. Step 5, Safety Department updates SWP and SJP handbook. Question 3.7, are the controls understood by workers? Question for management. How do you determine that workers understand the controls? Answer, I review controls with workers daily using our DTA form and during toolbox talks. At the end of the discussion I ask workers if they have any questions. I perform daily inspections where I walk the site and observe workers performing their activities. If they are doing something wrong, I advise them and show them the proper way. If they continue to do the wrong thing I would issue a disciplinary ticket. Question for workers. Do you find the controls easy to understand? Give me 2 examples of controls. Answer: yes. Examples: how to assemble a guardrail, housekeeping, manual lifting and using portable grinders. Question 3.8, are controls made readily available at the point of use? Question for management. How do you make sure documented controls are readily available? Answer: as a supervisor, I provide workers access to documented controls including SWP and SJP handbook, post on the safety board, safety stand down and mandatory toolbox talks, on the DTA and in the safety manual. Question for workers. Where can you find the documentation on controls? Answer: as a worker I can find documented controls including SWP and SJP handbook, post on the safety board, safety stand down and mandatory toolbox talks, on the DTA and in the safety manual. Question 3.9, are the requirements for controls followed by all workplace parties? Question for management. How do you ensure that everyone complies with the requirements for controls? Answer: I perform daily inspections where I walk the site and observe workers performing their activities. If they are doing something wrong, I advise them and show them the proper way. If they continue to do the wrong thing, I would issue a disciplinary ticket. Question for workers. Do you comply with the requirements for controls? Do you find that everyone complies with the requirements for controls? Answer: yes. Question 3.10, do both management and workers participate in the development and review of controls? Question for management. Are you involved in the development and review of controls? Answer: yes, I review controls daily when reviewing the DTA. I also review safe job procedures for high-risk activities. Question for workers. Are you involved in the development or review of existing controls? If not, who is? Answer: yes, I review controls daily with my supervisor when reviewing DTA. I also provide feedback on existing SWP and SJP which is submitted to the Safety Department and reviewed by the head office IHSA. Tips and tricks. What is the difference between a safe work practice SWP and safe job procedure SJP? The SWP tell us the basic do's and don'ts of a low to medium risk activity. They are usually 1 page in length. The SJP on the other hand provides a step-by-step breakdown on how to perform a high-risk activity. They are usually 2 or more pages long and may include a site-specific hazard assessment. Question 4.4, has your organization monitored your contractors and service providers as per the procedure? Question for management. Describe the process for monitoring contractors. Answer: as subcontractors mobilize on the job site, I review the pre-start program with them and explain the company rules. I collect and review their safety submittal package, review the pre-start program, collect their DTA, perform site inspections and issue disciplinary tickets for violations. Question 4.5, has your organization evaluated the contractors and service providers as per the procedure? Question for management. Describe the process for evaluating contractors. Answer: at the end of the project, a subcontractor evaluation is performed with the project team where we rate each subcontractor based on their performance requirements including how they perform scope of work, adhere to schedule, performed quality check, completion of deficiencies and health and safety requirements including completion of their safety submittal package, participation in pre-start program, disciplinary tickets issued, housekeeping performed, and participation on the IHSA. Question 5.4, are the rules visibly posted or provided to each employee? Question for management. Are company rules provided to workers and or posted in the workplace? When and where? Answer: yes, the company rules are provided to, and reviewed with workers during orientation. These rules are posted on the safety board. Question for workers. Were you given the company rules or do you know where they are posted? Answer: yes, I was given a copy of the rules during orientation. The company rules are posted on the safety board and located within the safety manual. Question 5.5, do workers understand the company's rules? Question for workers. Were the company rules explained to you? Give some examples of the rules. Answer, yes, the company rules were explained to me during orientation. Examples include, complete DTA daily, complete equipment and tool inspections before use, wear my PPE including hard hat, work boots, and safety vest and report hazards to my supervisor. Question 5.6, are the company rules applied and enforced consistently throughout the company? Question for workers. What happens if someone breaks a company rule? Answer, if someone breaks a rule they will be given a verbal warning or issued a ticket. Disciplinary process includes the following. First offense equals verbal warning. Second offense equals written warning. Third offense equals second written warning. Fourth offense equals third written warning plus removal from work. Question 6.4, is PPE selected as per the procedure? Question for management. Describe the PPE selection procedure. Answer, PPE is selected based on the hazard assessment process and the activity performed by the worker. At Harbridge and Cross we supply our workers the following PPE, safety glasses, dust mask, earplugs, and working at heights equipment. Question 6.5, are there written rules and/or guidelines for the proper fitting, care, and use of PPE? Question for management. How do you ensure that everyone follows the guidelines for the fitting, care and use of PPE? Answer, yes, the safety department issues mandatory toolbox talks on PPE and I reviewed them with my team. These talks are on the company YouTube page and we can view them at any time. We also have information in our safety manual. I also perform inspections and educate members that are using PPE incorrectly. Question 6.6, are workers made aware of the requirements for the proper fitting, care, and use of PPE? Question for workers. What type of PPE do you regularly use? Describe the fitting, care and use. Answer, I use safety glasses, earplugs and working at heights equipment regularly. I am provided training annually on proper care, use, and fit. Question 6.7, is adequate PPE provided and made available to workers for specific activities? Question for management. How do you ensure that appropriate PPE is made available? Answer, I coordinate with the safety department to ensure my job site has the appropriate PPE for work. I perform weekly inspections to ensure we have enough equipment. Question for workers. What PPE is provided by your employer? Is it readily available? Answer, Harbridge and Cross provides me with safety glasses, earplugs, working at heights equipment. This equipment is kept in the site office, job box, or near the safety board. Question 7.8, have defective vehicles, tools, and equipment been removed from service as per the procedure? Question for management. What procedure is in place to handle tools and/or equipment found to be defective? Answer, we use a reg tag do not use system to identify damaged tools or equipment. It is my job to ensure damaged items are reported and tagged out. I inform the general superintendent and make arrangements to have it repaired or replaced. Question for workers. What do you do with defective, broken tools and equipment? Answer, I report the broken tool or equipment to my supervisor and add a red tag so others won't use the item. If you have any questions about this or any other training program, please contact the Harbridge and Cross Health and Safety Department. Thank you and have a great day.